roll, and I loved it. You were on a you were totally on a roll. You guys
I completely spaced, you guys. We were just talking. I was just telling her
I didn't want to
things.
stop her. She was just like going and going and so excited about pre-show. And we were just like going. You
I
guys,
couldn't
hello.
stop.
Happy Monday to everybody. Happy Monday, the 15th of January, 2024. It's going to be a good day, you guys. It's freezing freaking cold here in Texas.
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
Not normal. It's not normal. Global warming. That's what this is. It's ridiculous. Okay, everybody. You guys need to make sure that you put us in your pocket if you haven't done that. You need to subscribe to this podcast if you haven't. Like, click the subscribe button, put us in your pocket, save us for later, do all the things. If you haven't done that, what are you waiting for? Do it. Share us with your friends. Do the things. Do it.
And you know what you would be, what you would know about if you had us in your pocket, you would have seen when our deep dive dropped on Saturday. Because your pocket would have been like bzzz,
and like buzzing you, and then like hitting you and like giving you a little jolt.
Right. And then you would have like taken us out of your pocket and you'd be like, oh my God, a special Saturday episode.
Right.
And then you would have watched it and you would have liked it.
While I'm doing all my Saturday things, errands and whatnot before the deep freeze. That's right.
So yeah, put us in your pocket. And happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody. Some people have the day off. We don't. We're right here with you doing our thing. So, so welcome to one and all. Today, as you probably know, is primary day all up in Iowa. And so I know it's cold there and I know it's like super snowy and gross and freezing, but you got to get out. You got to get out and do your caucusing. Do the things. If you're in Iowa, why are you even watching the show right now? You should be out caucusing.
I love that word, caucus. Everybody, caucus. It's a great
I've always thought
word.
that is the weirdest word and just weirdest process.
Fantastic word.
By the way, can I just take a moment of personal privilege to tell you about a menopausal thing?
Yes, please. Please. Are you okay? You having a hot flash?
No. Can I just tell you what woke me up out of a dead ass sleep at 4 a.m. this morning? So alarm goes off at 4:30, right? But I'm awake all of a sudden, and I will tell you why. And this is just a menopausal thing. I was all of a sudden awoken, consumed with curiosity about what has become of Carly Fiorina.
Oh my God, what has happened to her? I used to like her. You know, I liked her.
I had to look it up because
like
I was
5 minutes.
Woke me up out of a dead ass sleep.
What is she
doing?
I
was like, what is going on with her? So I looked it up, and all I can find is that she is currently the chairwoman of the Colonial Williamsburg Foundation Board of Trustees.
Okay. Where in the world is Carly Fiorina? There she is. Everybody knows now.
But just so you know, that's what happens in menopause, is that you'll all of a sudden be just out of a dead ass sleep. You'll be wondering about Carly Fiorina. So
this is what happened.
You have that to look forward to. Hunter Biden now plans to comply with a congressional private hearing subpoena, but his lawyers are saying that it needs to be reissued. And why, I don't know, but they want a brand new subpoena. And now this time they will comply with it.
God, our system is so stupid. So they need to have like a new piece of paper so he'll comply with that new piece of paper because it's prettier.
Yes.
What? Okay.
Yes,
right,
I guess.
Whatever.
I guess that's what has to happen. So
okay.
And then also I learned a new thing. Remember how last week you were very, very helpful in informing everybody about the symbolism of watermelon?
Yes.
And how that stands.
You guys are seeing it now, aren't you? You're seeing them everywhere, aren't you?
Oh my God. All over the place. The whole pro-Palestinian watermelon symbolism. Well, now apparently Q people are losing their minds because Trump has been appearing places in a white hat. And white hat is there's a whole bunch of symbolism around a white hat in the Q anon.
Like a baseball cap? Like a white baseball?
It's just like his MAGA hat, only it's white.
Okay.
And I think it says like Trump caucus chair or something like that.
Gotcha.
But he's been wearing it in Iowa. And now the Q people are like, everything, all the dominoes are falling into place.
John F. Kennedy Jr. is going to come back. Oh my God.
Right. It's something like that, I guess. Okay. So just so you know, he's wearing a white hat now. And actually, I kind of like it because people got so butthurt about red hats in general.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't even wear just a normal red hat without people going, "Oh my God, I'm going to throw ketchup on you," or whatever.
It's true. It's true. The red hat thing got kind of out of hand. I love red hats.
I know. Red hats are great. And so, now that he's wearing different colors, like, what are people going to say?
He's, now it's going to be the white hat.
I mean,
damn it.
Yeah. He can't ruin all the hats for people.
I know.
So anyway, that people are losing their mind. People are losing their minds about the white hat, and they think it means that the plan is in place and everything is like whatever. It's
okay.
So weird,
right.
that whole thing.
Okay.
Okay, before we get to videos, special treat as we remind you about our friends at Cozy Earth. So Cozy Earth, they're giving you this 100 nights to try their sheets and fall in love or get all of your money back. Their bedding is extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. This is like high-end, luxury, fancy, treat yourself kind of bedding, okay? And it is so soft that it is just unspeakable. And it's got the temperature regulating stuff. But we have a special treat because superfan Sid bought some and he did a review. And so I thought, what better way to tell you about how great Cozy Earth is than to let superfan Sid do it. So I'm sharing my screen so you can hear him talk about it right here. And go.
Hey, chick, superfan Sid here with Sleeping Travis, the 14-year-old dachshund. Call him Little Man Travis. Well, wanted to give a testimonial on the Cozy Earth bamboo sheet set. Thank you so much for sharing about these sheets. I never thought, I would spend this much money on sheets, but they are well worth the money. Incredibly soft. It's awesome. The more you wash them, the softer they get. Just put them right in the washing machine with cold water, put them in the dryer without any fabric softener, and it's great. And what I love about the sheets, which is frustrating when making your bed, is that normally sheets don't tell you which side of the fitted sheet goes where. These tell you what the sides are and also the bottom of the bed, and it makes it so much easier. It is awesome. For me also, I never used to sleep with a top sheet, and now I do, and it just feels great. I feel like it helps regulate the body temperature very well, and it is awesome. This is the new Pacific blue color. I love them.
I love that color.
And
yeah, it's a really pretty color.
With this nice bag from Cozy Earth, which you can use it for something else. So nice touch there. But these sheets are amazing. Great holiday gift. If you are thinking about getting sheets, spend the money. You'll be so happy you did. It'll be the best investment ever. So chicks, thank you so much. I love them, and I can't tell everybody enough how awesome they are. Have a great holiday.
Obviously, he taped that before Christmas, but Superfan Sid loves them, and you know they're great. And right now, if you use promo code Cozy Chicks, all one word, Cozy Chicks, you will get 35% off your order. So try them out. There's nothing to lose because you got 100 nights before you can have to send them back and get your money back. So try them. You're going to love them just as much as Superfan Sid. Okay, so let's get to the big fat fight that is now happening. I mean, I don't know if you want to call it a big fat fight. I'm just making drama.
I think it's kind of a fight. Don't you think
it's kind of a fight? Yeah. I mean, I kind of do. But Vivek, who has been very, very, very pro-Trump, like, just all go pro-Trump in terms of not criticizing him as some of the other primary candidates have done. But he has also been running a primary against Donald Trump this entire time. So people are now realizing all of a sudden that he's actually wanting to win the primary. And the first clip that you're going to hear to get you kind of revved up for this fight is his idea about what's taking place right now. He believes that there's this attempt to remove Trump or to prevent Trump from taking office that involves Nikki Haley and then actually Ron DeSantis as well. So I think this was on the Timcast like last week. So here's how this all starts to happen.
I think if you play this out intuitively, it feels like the next step in the game among the corporate candidates is Ron would make a good vice president for Nikki, right? Christie out of the way is one footnote today. All right. Eliminate part of the consolidation in New Hampshire. Christie's not running for president of the United States ever. He was arguably running for like vice president of New Hampshire. But anyway, once he exited, we'll actually combine that in to prop up Nikki a little bit more. The next thing is you take the Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is not in New Hampshire so much, but in certain other states, Florida or otherwise, turn that over as well to the anti-Trump movement. I don't think Ron knows that. I think if people asked Ron DeSantis, he would say, of course I would not be Nikki's vice president. And I think inside him, he probably would believe that that's actually what he thinks. But that almost pretends that what he thinks actually matters. Final step, take Trump out of contention, trot the corporate puppets into office. That's where this plot ends. And I feel like I see this with a level of clarity that makes it torturous. It's like a kind of form of torture to watch this playing out in real time without standing up and actually doing something about it.
Okay. So the vice president stuff, I think, is kind of crazy because I don't think DeSantis would never be Nikki's running mate. That's never going to happen. But I do think that he is onto something with the corporate candidates thing. I do think that there is something to be said for the fact that there are corporate candidates and that, you know, there's deep state and that they're like, I mean, when the Democrats like you, that's, you know, a little bit of a sign that there are people at play like pulling strings. And Nikki is liked by Democrats. Nikki is liked by the deep state. As you can like her, you can hate her, but she is liked by those people, by the establishment.
Yeah.
And so there is something to be said for that. And they're obviously trying to take Trump out. Hello.
Oh my God. Of course they are.
So he is correct on some of those points. No, but I do think he's completely wrong about the DeSantis thing.
Yeah, there's no way that would ever happen. Okay, so that kind of sets the stage, right? So this has been the messaging from him last week. And so I still think when Trump and when his supporters were hearing that, they were like, yeah, you go, Vivek. I think that they've believed genuinely that Vivek's whole purpose of being in this primary is to take down DeSantis and Nikki, but not actually win himself. And so the Trump campaign, including his most devoted people like Laura Loomer, have been very pro Vivek. She's had him on her show. She's been, very positive about him. They just haven't allowed themselves to believe
I think
that he's running.
Just to add, I think part of it is just to add to that. I think they have believed that Vivek was basically running to be his running mate. You know what I mean? Like he could be second fiddle to Trump. And I think because he's been propping him up, there's always been this notion that he will be the second man to Trump. And that's not what he's running for. He's running for president. He's running for president, y'all.
And always has been. And so the fact that people are now like, what? He's in a primary. I mean, it's comical to me. And so then there was a moment that he had with, it was an interaction, presumably with an Iowan voter who's very pro-Trump. And so she was telling him, I'm going to vote for Trump. He's a sledgehammer. Like he's the guy. And Vivek is very clearly, obviously trying to persuade her otherwise. And this is the video that set Trump off. And all of his supporters are now super, super mad at Vivek. And it is odd because I'm sure he knows he's being recorded. But at the same time, you're going to get this sense as you watch this, when he talks to this woman, that he's like having a secret little moment with her is kind of the tone. You'll see what I mean. Here it is.
Scared of you. Just
they are.
They're scared of Trump.
Oh,
they are scared.
And they will stop at nothing, but we're not going to let them get away with it. I've got fresh legs. I'm not wounded. And they're not going to let this man do it.
When you said eliminate, that gave me a chill. Because I'm scared.
Because you think it's false or because you think it's true?
I think it's true. Yeah. I think they will stop at nothing to stop them. Stop Trump.
It's sad, but it's the truth. It's the sad, but it's the truth. So I'm asking you to do your part, and we're going to. We can do this. We can do this.
They say, "How do you feel about the United States?" And I say, "I'm worried and I'm fearful."
My job that you don't have to feel that way in this country.
But we're losing it.
We're losing
it.
It pains me to hear that.
We need people like you, young, vibrant,
and that's where our founding fathers were.
Yes.
It's 1776 moments. I want your support at that IowaCaucus.
I get emotional.
I'm emotional about this country. I need your support on Monday night. You do this, I'm going to do my part.
Okay, you're picking at my shell. You are.
Yeah.
But I've got commitments.
It's about this country. It's about this country. You want to save Trump, you vote for me. I'm telling you that. You vote for Trump. You're sending him
a sledgehammer.
No, but you're sending him to his own demise. You're falling into the trap that not only a country's falling in, that he's falling. You want to save Trump, you vote for me. I need your support at the Iowa caucus.
That's a good argument. That's a good argument.
It's not an argument, it's the truth. Do the right thing for him and for this country. That's what I'm asking you for.
I will consider.
Thank you.
That's the first time.
It's very, very interesting, right? I mean, it's people, because I'm trying to watch the comments too to see what people think about this. You know, to see what they think about Vivek, and it's so split. You know,
Really?
because people either really trust him or they don't. They're completely like turned off by that exchange, or they're like, I need a tissue. You know, I'm completely emotional by that exchange. So it's one or the other. You know, you're in or you're out. And I think people are like that with Trump too.
Yeah.
That's just,
I don't know. When I watch it, I just think, okay, that sounds like a guy who's trying to get votes. That's what they're all doing.
Right.
So to me, I'm just like, I do not understand how that caused this complete hyper crazy reaction. But man, did it ever. So Trump truthed the following. He said, Vivek started his campaign as a great supporter to the best president in generations, etc. Unfortunately, now all he does is disguise his support in the form of deceitful campaign tricks. Very sly. But a vote for Vivek is a vote for the other side. Don't get duped by this. Vote for Trump. Don't waste your vote. Vivek is not MAGA. The Biden indictments against his political opponent will never be allowed in this country. They are already beginning to fall. MAGA. I'm like, you're just now figuring out you have competition? What?
I know, right. I know. It's just so funny. And it's because of exchanges like that. It's because of the caucus, right? It's because of the Iowa caucus, like little videos like that are coming out. And it's like, well, crap. He's running against me and not with me.
When did that happen?
You know what I mean? It's just so funny. I know it's just so cutthroat and it's so funny, but it's like, to your point, precisely. That's what he was doing. He's trying to get votes. He wants to win.
I don't know why that's a surprise to anybody.
No.
I mean, does he have a shot? Probably not. But the fact is, he's been in this primary with one goal, and that is to beat everybody. He wants to be president.
Exactly.
That should not be a surprise, but yet it is a surprise.
Yeah, because I think so many people believe that he's running as a vice presidential candidate. He's not.
No, he's not, and he never has been. So now Vivek responded to this giant attack with a giant attack of his own. Not an attack. I shouldn't say that, because he's trying to say in his first sentence, he was like, it's an unfortunate move by his campaign advisors. I don't think friendly fire is helpful, which absolutely cracked me up, because I was like, have you seen you in debates? Right. You are all about friendly fire. Like, that's literally all you do. So that was kind of an odd thing for him to say. And he compliments Trump, but then says he's worried for him. He says, I'm worried for Trump. I'm worried for our country. I've stood up against his persecutions, but we have to open our eyes. Last time it was a man-made pandemic, big tech, election interference. Now the same billionaires funding the lawsuits against Trump are the ones trying to prop up Nikki Haley. Our movement, we can't fall for that trap. Our movement must live on. Let's do this together. I want to save Trump and save the country. You're not going to hear any friendly fire from me.
I mean, he's not wrong about the Nikki Haley stuff. That's where I do. He's got valid points about that. He does.
Yeah. I mean, the fight is just the strangest thing ever. And then, as we mentioned, all of Trump's supporters who were, I guess, also feeling friendly towards Vivek until now, they also lost their minds, including Laura Loomer, who is the craziest, most batshit person in this entire political sphere. She absolutely went ballistic. And so she's mad at Candace. She's mad at anybody that has dared to campaign alongside Vivek. She's accusing all of them of being paid. Everybody, including Candace, is denying that. They're just like, actually, I'm just siding with who I prefer.
I'm a person with an opinion, and I'm allowed to have an opinion. Like, God,
exactly.
Are we allowed to do that in America? Yeah. Okay. Oh my God.
But she gets very, very threatening. So she's saying, Donald Trump is the nominee. Vivek can't say he respects Trump and then also say it's time to move on from him. His message is telling people to move on while Donald Trump continues to breathe and dominate in the polls. We are never moving on from Donald Trump. He's the leader of America First. There is no second fiddle. People need to get that through their heads now. And if I find out anyone took money to amplify what was done to President Trump tonight, you better return it before you ever think about showing your face at another Trump event, and I will find out.
Wow, it's very threatening. Is she taking money? I mean, seriously.
I don't know.
It's a question that could be pointed back at her because damn, she's very,
Is she projecting?
She's very
Yeah.
joink. Yeah. Oh my God.
She is joinking up a storm, and true to form, because she gets very proud when she lumers someone. She was at a hotel and saw Christina Pushaw trying to have just a meal with her team. And so Laura Loomer, of course, decided to interrupt the meal. And here's how that went. I loathe this woman, by the way.
Oh my God.
Hey, Christina. So are you guys getting ready to lose the Iowa caucus in 2 days?
Oh my God.
Are you excited, Christina? Did you just get in?
I'm very.
So Ron DeSantis is polling at 14% in Iowa and 5% in New Hampshire. I noticed you guys are just going straight to South Carolina. It's great to see you. Hope you're staying warm. Are you excited to lose on the 15th? You always have so much to say on Twitter, but I don't know, you don't have anything to say now.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, I just wanted to say hello because you guys are going to lose.
Yeah,
what's the point of that?
Yeah, where have we seen people who harass people at dinner? Let me think. Where has that happened before, you guys? Yeah. What a complete lunatic this chick is.
God, I cannot stand her.
God, she
and
looks
that's
like
not journalism. That's not asking a helpful question. That's like, Neener, you guys are going to lose. I mean, what's the point of
She
that?
looks like an unhinged stalker is what she looks like. And it is embarrassing. I would never align with that chick. She needs to stop. She looks like a lunatic and she makes people on the right look crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, people like
I mean,
that.
she's absolutely
No
insane.
class.
And then, she puts this at the end of her video this was,
Oh,
Christina
okay.
got lumered and like it's this is
God.
just so stupid. And yet, Trump loves it. He spent quite a bit of time talking about her in his big rally.
Also a woman who's really talented, and she's been amazing. She just loves the campaign and loves the country, and she's brought her whole staff with her. She's a very important person politically, but she's actually free press in the true sense. She's free press, and she's really become a friend of a lot of great patriots in this country. Laura Loomer. Stand up, please, Laura. Great job you do. Great job. You want to try and have her on your side, right?
No,
Much better.
You do not.
No, she's fantastic. Thank you, Laura, and your whole staff. We appreciate you coming.
No, she's going to get she'll get some sort of cabinet position or something, which I can't. Like she's Omarosa. You guys remember Omarosa? I can't. I like him. I want him. I would love him I'd love for him to win. He cannot do this crap again. Like, don't have people like her aligned with you. Don't. Like, somebody needs to be in his ear saying, please don't do this. Don't do this. Don't. Because she's a loony.
Oh my God.
I just can't.
The worst
seriously,
thing
people
ever.
like that make our side look like complete weirdos. And I just can't. Anyway.
So that's happening. Also, this is a good time to remind you that when the world seems like it's totally insane because of stuff like that, this is a really, really, really good time to check into expanding or diversifying, if you will, your financial portfolio. And the best people to give you information about why that might be important for you are our friends at Birch Gold. This is why Ron Paul, Ben Shapiro, other very, very brainy people also are huge Birch Gold supporters because they know that there's no one better at educating about how and why to invest in precious metals, including gold, platinum, silver, all of it. So if you haven't gotten your free information kit yet, There's literally no obligation or risk. All you do is text the word chicks to 989898. They send you the free information kit, super easy to understand and follow. And then you decide. You decide if that's something that you're interested in or not. That's it. It's free. There's nothing you have to sign up for except to get the free information. And then you decide what to do with that information. But I guarantee you that once you read it, you will at least be much better educated about how precious metals and investing in those, either physically or through an IRA, can be helpful to you. So text chicks to 989898. Cindy Thomas loves Cozy Earth, she says. You should, because they're amazing.
They're fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk more about Trump, because this rally that you just saw that clip from, there were a lot of clips from that rally that were mentionable, if you will. And the first one that's getting some attention is when he was talking about DC and what an utter shithole it has turned into. His words, by the way, just from a graffiti, crime, all of that stuff kind of standpoint. Here's what he said he would do to fix DC.
I'm also going to indemnify all police officers and law enforcement officers throughout the United States to protect them from being destroyed by the radical left for taking strong action on crime. We're going to stop crime in our country. And we will take over the horribly run capital of our nation. Horribly run. We have a capital that we all love. Right now it's a rat-infested, graffiti-infested shithole. Where people are being killed. This week, 3 people were shot. People are being killed just for walking into a park, which is now littered with tents and homeless, and have to find places for them, but you cannot do that to our capital. And we're going to take it away from the mayor. And again, that doesn't make me popular there, but I have to say it. We have to run our capital.
I know people hate that he said that, but it's just the way that he talks, honestly.
What does it mean, though? What does that mean?
We're going to take it away from the mayor. I know people are like, oh my God, he's a dictator. We're going to take it away from the mayor. I think what he's saying there, Mock, is that we're going to get into office and we're going to start transforming these cities again. We're going to start transforming the country. I honestly believe that's what he meant by that. I'm not reading into that too much. I think he's saying that he's sick and tired of these liberal run cities, and he's going to try to transform the country in a way that is positive, because from the top down. I mean, I know I'm reading into that a lot, but that's probably what he meant when he said that. It's not that he's going to go in there and get the National Guard to go in and take over or do some sort of militia thing. I mean, people are going to read into that. The View's going to go crazy. Whoopi Goldberg's going to be like, oh my God, he's going to put everybody in camps. Oh my God, you guys. I mean, this is exactly what's going to happen is people are going to run with that clip and they're going to say he's going to be a dictator. And that's going to drive me crazy because that's the way he talks. And he wants to change. He wants to change the country to the way that it was before, where we're not just a bunch of shithole cities. Yeah. That's what he wants. And I know that. And I know, listen, we can say that he says things in a way that is abrasive sometimes, and he may not be eloquent all the time, but his heart is good and he loves this country. And I know that he wants our cities to not be in the shambles that they are. And
he doesn't want them to be shitholes.
Right. Doesn't want them to be shitholes. And I truly believe that's what he meant by that statement.
Well, if you love the way that Trump talks, you are going to love this next clip when he's trying to get Iowans to caucus and get out there and vote no matter what the weather is. This is my favorite clip, I think, from this rally.
So if you want to save America from crooked Joe Biden, you must go caucus tomorrow. The first step. The first step. We got to do it. We got to do it big. You got to get out. You can't sit home. If you're sick as a dog, you say, darling, I got to make it. Even if you vote and then pass away, it's worth it.
So listen, if you die voting, it's worth it, you guys.
I died laughing when he said that. Oh my God.
Great.
That was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite. He also he still has a lot of really, really hard feelings against Kim Reynolds for not endorsing him. So he gives a little background about how he believes that he's, just like DeSantis, he created her, he gave her all of her success. She didn't do any of it on his own. It was all because of him. And now she is disloyal. And so he is mad at her.
And I came in and I saved her. But then I gave her, First in the Nation gave her everything. Really good. And I figured, again, I don't do quid pro quo. But when I came in and I announced, I said, by the way, are you going to be endorsing me? Sure, I'd rather remain neutral. I said, wow, you're going to remain neutral? Wait a minute, I gave you the position. Not that one thing has to do with the other, but I gave you that position. Yes, sir, I'd rather remain neutral because I have to protect First in the Nation. But I gave you First in the Nation. Then she said, well, you have to understand, I'm the governor, and I want to be able to travel with each and every candidate that's running against you, and you too, sir, and I want to campaign with you. I said, you mean you'd campaign with other candidates? Yes, sir. I said, I don't want to ever see you on my campaign again. That was it. So I don't blame her for then picking somebody, because we wouldn't let her go to any rallies or anything. But here's the thing I'm most proud of. She went from the most popular governor in the United States in 2 weeks to the least popular governor. She's the least popular governor in the United States. But I just thought it was very disloyal. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. And that happens in politics.
He's super proud of trashing a Republican governor.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. It's a theme.
Oh, that's
a
neat.
theme. And I wish that wouldn't happen. I wish that he wouldn't do that. I wish that we could rally. And that's a universal thing.
Yeah.
It's a Trump thing. It's a universal thing with us. It's why we lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Maria Bartiromo, who's a huge Trump fan, had him on her show and was asking about, how he's made this claim about how he would end the war between Russia and Ukraine in 24 hours. So she wanted to get some details about that. And here is that exchange.
You said you could end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours.
Yes, I could.
How would you do that?
I know Zelensky very well. I felt he was very honorable because when they asked him about the perfect phone call that I made, he said it was indeed perfect. He said he didn't even know what they were talking about. He could have grandstanded, I felt threatened.
Well, that's not going to be enough for Putin to stop bombing Ukraine.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I know Zelensky very well and I know Putin very well, even better. And I had a good relationship, very good with both of them. I would tell Zelensky, no more. You got to make a deal. I would tell Putin, if you don't make a deal, we're going to give them a lot. We're going to give them more than they ever got if we have to.
Okay. Listen, the only way to end it is to stop the cash flow, right? I mean, that's that's at least on our side. If we don't want to be involved, we have to stop the cash flow. So we shouldn't give them any more. At least that's what conservatives have been asking for. No more money.
Right.
No more money.
That's why I didn't understand that at the end. Is he saying, if Putin doesn't back off, I'm going to give Ukraine more than Biden ever did.
Yeah, I'm going to give Zelensky more money. Yeah, just need. Yeah, no more money, no more cash flow, no more to Zelensky, no more.
So I don't know what that means, but
no more.
That doesn't sound good. Your favorite half of a couple, Ben Dominic, was asked about Trump's performance in the primary because it looks like he's going to run away with this thing. And will that translate to the general? Here's what he said.
Correspondent Ben, how much is it helping Donald Trump, who's already got a big lead in Iowa, 48% in today's final Des Moines Register poll, to be using these courtroom appearances to drive the news agenda?
Well, I think it's been helpful to him all the way up until this point, which is to say the reason that he, has such a strong lead within the Republican nominating field is because of, directly because, I believe, of this kind of assault that's been going on through lawfare on him and his character and his business dealings. The real question, though, is at what point does that stop benefiting him? Namely, if he becomes the nominee, does this become something that has kind of diminishing returns for him when he's trying to win back an electorate that's very different than the one he's currently competing for?
What do you think about that?
Okay, so he's asking what happens once we get to a general. That's gonna if all of this stuff is gonna translate to a win. I don't know.
Right.
We've been you and I have been talking about that on and off for a year now. We've been talking about that. Okay, well, people like him asking that question pisses me off because his wife campaigned for Biden. And essentially people like her got him into office. So maybe he should talk to his wife, you know, and tell her to take all the seats. And she should have taken all the seats back when she campaigned for him. You know, I just get so tired. It's so disingenuous. I get so irritated by people like Ben talking to me about what if, you know, we should all be thinking about what if, and is it going to be good enough in the general? Really? Because now you're worried about that? Oh my God. Oh God, those two. It's like,
and then you would just be like, oh my God.
I'm so irritated by that. And they keep trotting him out on national television. Talk to your wife, Ben.
Well, it is interesting because, you know, polling, and who knows how much you can rely on polling. I have no idea at this point what's going to happen in Iowa or how accurate the polls will prove to be. But there is also polling about what will happen to registered voters if Trump is convicted in any one of these cases that are currently against him. And there's reason to believe from the polls that if he's convicted, people will no longer want to vote for him. Again, polls are, I don't put a lot of stock into them, but this is all the information that we have. So the interesting thing is that this next clip you're about to see from Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, the New York case makes me rage, as I think I mentioned last week. It is so unfair and so stupid of a case. And Letitia James is a monster, and it's the dumbest case against Trump of all time. And I think this clip from Kevin Leary explaining why is so helpful. So for people who may not understand like the ins and outs of the whole real estate overvaluation, bank stuff, I think Kevin O'Leary is spot on in this.
And let's leave out politics and just talk about what happens in real estate development anywhere. So if you're a developer and you've got a building on a block anywhere in America and it's worth, let's say, $500 million, and you want to build a building right beside it, you go to the bank and say, this building is worth $500 million. I'd like to borrow a construction finance loan against this asset, and I want you to tell me it's worth $500 million too. And the bank negotiates with you and says, well, no, we think it's worth $400 million. And you fight it out. You're always trying to show your assets in the brightest light with the sunshine you could possibly determine for them. You want them to be worth the very most, because you're only going to get a 40 or 50% loan to value, as it's called. Then you borrow that money. In the case of a $500 million asset, maybe you get $250 million, and you build a new building with a construction finance loan. And so that's what this case is all about. And by the way, forget about Trump. Every single real estate developer everywhere on earth does this. They always talk about their asset being worth a lot, and the bank says no. And that's just the way it is. So in this case, when I'm trying to figure out, and I'm not pro or con, or I don't care about the politics, who lost money? Nobody. The bank got paid back the construction finance loan, and a new building was built. And if you're going to sue this case and win, you got to sue every real estate developer everywhere. This is all they do. This is what they do all day long, every day. So I don't think this thing will ever survive appeal, regardless of what the fine is. This doesn't even make sense. Now, look, I know Trump's got a lot of problems in other indictments and everything else, but this, if you're a real estate developer, you're watching this, you're saying, what is this? This is ridiculous.
It's totally ridiculous.
But what if it does stick? That's the thing. I mean, everything is so absurd, right?
Right.
That what if it does stick? So all these other real estate developers are like, okay, well, if it sticks for him, then it could stick for me. And that's what people are thinking in a lot of these different cases. It is so absurd that people are like, surely this isn't going to stick. I mean, Kevin O'Leary is even saying there's no way. This is like the most ridiculous thing ever. But what if it does? Then if it sticks for him, it can stick for me, and they could come after me next. And that is precisely what Trump says a lot of the time, is he's like, they're coming for you.
Yeah.
Because if they can do this to me, they can do this to you. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. And for going back to the point about, will people vote for him if he's convicted of some of these things, or if some of this stuff does in fact stick? I truly believe that they will, because up to this point, it's just pissed people off so much that they're going after him because of this ridiculous stuff, because of the absurdity of so many of these cases, because they do feel like if the government's doing this to him, they can do it to me. And they do see a lot of themselves in these cases, that I think people will be like, holy crap, the government is out of control. And so, yeah, we're going to vote for this guy because, I mean, just for that fact alone, our government is so power hungry and out of control and like on a rampage that they feel like they almost have to vote for Trump to put them in check.
Yeah. And if the opposition is Biden, I think that's the best possible shot Trump has.
Oh my God.
If Biden steps away, I think we're toast no matter what. But if Biden is the guy that he's running against, let's just hope that there's a chance.
And let's just get real. Biden is the one who made it so he is suffering all of these indictments.
Mm-hmm.
Biden is the one behind them. Everybody knows that now. It's political warfare. It's something like we've never seen in this country. It's something that you see in third world countries. It's ridiculous. It's un-American. It's unconstitutional. It's gross. And a lot of people are like, this is bullshit. We're not going to stand for it. That's why a lot of people will vote for Trump.
Well, and especially with the gaslighting coming out of the Biden administration, where they're trying to say that Trump is a threat to democracy while they're doing all of these things to him and trying to take him off of the ballot.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's just such huge gaslighting. And I would hope that people would see that and get it and vote accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's other stuff going on in the election. Like, for example, Joe Manchin still thinks that he might enter this race. I can't.
I say that without any hesitation. At what point would you make the decision that you think a third-party run was, quote, perilous to democracy?
Well, let me just say, I have never been a spoiler, nor will I ever be a spoiler on any election. If I'm involved to win. But to be a spoiler for the sake of throwing the election one way or the other, I would never do. And that's not what, how or what I would ever make a decision about.
No.
So we'll just see where we are at that point in time. Right now, both parties seem to have a hard time with the candidates.
What is the point in time? What is the point?
I think you start looking after Super Tuesday to find out what the lay of the land is going to be. A lot can change in the next 2 months, so let's wait and see.
No, Joe.
That's March.
He's not going to be a spoiler for anybody. I mean, really?
My God. Is he just trying to stay relevant? Like, what is he doing?
I'm not really sure. Like, these people have such egos. It's just fascinating to me. So he thinks he's going to be I'm not going to be a spoiler. No, you're definitely not going to be a spoiler for anybody. You're not. Remember that? What is it? What was that guy's name? Evan McMuffin. What was his name? What was that dude's name? Evan McMullen that came in like at the 24th mile of the 26-mile marathon. And he's like, I'm going to run for president. No, you're not. You're not. No one cares. No one cares.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of which, remember the no labels party? And who's the guy, the thumb, the giant?
Oh yeah, the thumb dude. I don't know his name, but yeah, he looks like a thumb. You guys know.
Larry Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
He is now
memorable.
saying, right. Because remember how he was like, because we thought, well, maybe Joe Manchin will run on that no labels ticket. But now he's saying, as the no labels guy, that Nikki is their girl. Which I thought was super interesting. He's like, now that Nikki's surging, we're good. We're all good here.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's establishment now? Okay.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of Nikki, you guys remember how Rand Paul started a whole nevernikki.net website? I mean, he's like anybody but Nikki, essentially. So Chris Sununu was on a news show because, he's a surrogate of Nikki Haley's, and he was asked about Rand Paul's new website. And here is his super arrogant answer.
Yeah, what does Rand Paul mean? Nothing. I'm sorry, but nobody cares what Rand Paul thinks in this race. This race is in Iowa, it's in New Hampshire, it's in South Carolina. She's the only candidate that's surging. We've made it effectively a one-on-one race at this point between Nikki and Donald Trump. She hasn't set any expectations in Iowa. Only Trump and DeSantis have set expectations to win Iowa. Trump has set the only expectations that he's going to win New Hampshire. So she's challenging all those expectations right now. She's surging. So there's no doubt a lot of folks are coming out to support her. So with all due respect to the senator, maybe when the U.S. Senate actually starts doing something and actually starts delivering some results, they can stand on a soapbox and think that their words matter. But until then, sorry, Rand Paul, nobody cares.
Can we talk about
what a punk?
Right.
I care what I care what he has to say.
I kind of care.
I totally care what he has to say. I mean, he's the guy that actually cares about our tax dollars. And he comes out with
waste,
a report that talks about the waste of where our tax dollars go and how they're setting our money on fire. He's the one that like was speaking out against Fauci when it mattered. Do you remember that? He was one of the few people who was like, this guy is a con artist. This guy is evil. He's a little evil troll. And he was talking about that when it wasn't cool to talk about it. We were interviewing him then. So yeah, I care what he has to say. Sununu.
Trump got an endorsement over the weekend from Marco Rubio and also a former primary competitor, namely
4 years ago, I was speaking on behalf of President Trump at the IowaCaucuses in Sioux City. And today, I'm here to do something that none of the other presidential primary candidates have done. And that's endorse Donald J. Trump for the President of the United States of America.
That doesn't shock me at all because he's a business guy. Burgum is a big business guy. So it would either, I would imagine he would have either endorsed Trump or Vivek.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. So this makes sense to me.
Yeah, it makes sense. Going back to the whole Vivek and Trump fight for a second, DeSantis was asked about it, and he was campaigning with Tom Massey and Chip Roy, and so these are his thoughts about that whole fight with Vivek and Trump.
You know, I noticed that they that he threw Vivek, he threw him under the bus. You know, it's like I've never seen a candidate run for an office and basically campaign for another candidate in the same race before, and that's what's happened. But the minute he wasn't useful, you know, they dropped the hammer on it. So that's just kind of the way they are. But look, we are going to go forward as a party. We can go forward in a way that's focused on people's issues, that's focused on a great agenda for America, or we can go forward with Trump, which will be focused, the 2024 election, on legal issues, on criminal trials, on convictions, on all these things with January 6th, and that gives the Democrats a huge advantage going forward. And I don't think that we want to do that. Why would we want to give them any advantage?
I mean, that is a point, you know?
Yeah, it's a point, but I don't think it's going to be one that the American people take to heart.
No, they're not paying attention. They're just like Trump, 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 Trump.
Yep. I think that's where we're going. Yep.
Judy Flackney, thank you. Judy says they call Trump a dictator, but that's exactly what Biden is right now, requiring vaccines, electric cars, no gas stoves. What don't they understand? Yeah, it's a great question. And I hope that Republicans, I hope Trump, once he is the nominee, starts using that. Like, I hope that there's some really good pointed ads in response to this whole January 6th was a threat to democracy. I hope he says, you know what is actually a threat to democracy? What they're doing to me, what they attempted to do to get me off the ballot, all those things. Like that needs to be, there needs to be direct responses to those ridiculous attacks.
That's what the ads need to be. And and of course, since Ronna McDaniel is completely useless, there probably won't be.
Yeah. Sue Ritchie, thank you very much for that very, 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 very generous super sticker. Very much appreciate that. I want to make sure that I find the banner because you guys, guess what? There's another free webinar happening with our friend Zach Abraham from Bulwark Capital Management. I've got the details here. So I want to tell you all about what's happening on Thursday, January 25th at 3:30 Pacific time. So that's 6:30 p.m. Eastern time on January 25th. This is a free webinar that you can sign up for at knowyourriskradio.com. And so here's what he is going to talk about. He says, with the election looming, all the continued global unrest, our rising cost of living, and this crazy market volatility, protecting your retirement portfolios has never been more critical. It is the number one focus at Bulwark. So he's going to talk about what they do differently. And so I encourage everybody to sign up for it quickly because they do typically fill up. And so make sure to, if you want to learn more, sign up for the free live webinar. Go to knowyourriskradio.com. Space is limited, fills up fast. knowyourriskradio.com. Investment advisory services are offered through Trek Financial, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investments do involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance does not guarantee future results. knowyourriskradio.com. Sign up. His webinars are always super, super, super chock full of really, really good information. Okay, what was I gonna? Oh, speaking of DeSantis, there's a new ad against Nikki. You know how he did that one? I think we showed it like a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, where she was like, "I have never said Hillary is an inspiration."
Right.
Remember?
And then
So now,
she totally
and then
did.
she's like says it so many times.
Right.
So now there's another ad that he's put out with more examples, not just that one, but other ones where she's like, "I never said that," and then there's video of her saying exactly that. Here is the latest ad.
Governor DeSantis is hitting you for claiming the retirement age is, quote, way, way too low.
I have never once said that. But what we do know is 65 is way too low, and we need to increase that. We need to do it according to life expectancy.
I never once said Hillary Clinton was an inspiration. I often say that the reason I got into politics was because of Hillary Clinton. I never said government should go and require anyone's name. A huge issue that I'll deal with as soon as I get there is social media. They need to verify every single person on their outlet, and I want it by name. What I have always said is boys go into a boys' bathroom, girls go into a girls' bathroom. But hold on one second.
When I was governor, they wanted to bring in a bathroom bill, a transgender bathroom bill, and I strong-armed and said, we are not going to have that in South Carolina.
She said the law shouldn't get involved in that. And I just ask you, if you're somebody that's going to be the president of the United States and you can't stand up against child abuse, how are you going to be able to stand up for anything? That is the truth. We have it on video.
When a 12-year-old child in this country assigned female at birth says, actually, I feel more comfortable living as a boy, what should the law allow the response to be?
Well, I think the law should stay out of it, and I think parents should handle it.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's yikes.
Yikes is what that
But
is.
I mean, that's the establishment loves her.
They do. They do indeed.
Yeah.
The other side does have problems, namely Joe Biden. And so we've got he went, I don't even know where he was. It doesn't matter. Was he in Pennsylvania? Who knows? He was out and about.
He doesn't know, so why should we care?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And there were some moments that were captured over this weekend, you guys, that were so cringe. We have to share. So here's the first clip where a reporter was asking him about the fact that so many people don't feel like the economy is in a favorable place for them personally right now. And so what is the message to them? And so he's just flat out denying that. He believes that people think the economy is great.
Polling still shows that more Americans than not still disapprove of your handling of the economy.
Hey.
So what specifically will you do this year to turn that around and make Americans feel better about how the economy is doing?
If you notice, they're feeling much better about how the economy is doing. What we haven't done is letting them know exactly who got it changed. That's the part. That's what's happening. You look at the consumer confidence measures, they're way up. Look across the board.
Right.
Everybody's doing better, and they believe it. They know it. And they're just beginning to sink in.
He has no clue where he is. His face, he looks like he is so confused. But listen, you guys, we're all feeling like we're doing better.
Don't you feel great about prices right now?
That is
you good?
Dementia-ridden gaslighting right there. It's just wow.
Right?
Craziness. Angel, America's choice, home care. So bad. Look at his face. Look at his face right now. Look at it.
Oh my God, it gets even worse. His face gets even worse than what you see right now. So this next clip, he is so hyper focused on the dumbest shit, right? So instead of focusing on ways to make us energy independent, bring down gas prices even more, he is focused on junk fees, which no one gives a crap about.
Nobody.
Obsessed with these junk fees, some of which he's making up. So for example, he's trying to say whenever you call your bank and want to know your account balance, they charge you $30.
He doesn't call banks. He has no idea. Never. He's never calling banks.
And then to bonus in this clip, Creepy Whisper is back.
The last thing is, one of the things that's going to have an impact is, and I know it doesn't matter to you guys, I'm being facetious, I shouldn't be a kid like that. But when you want to call and check the balance on your account, you get charged $30. Is that fair? Is that fair? These junk fees? You're going to go home for
for Easter, or you're going to go home for Christmas, you're going to go home for the holidays with your kid. And you find out to get your kid sitting next to you is going to cost another $200. These are junk fees. And guess what? We're getting rid of them.
God, superheroes. They're going after a $30 non-existent junk fee. Meanwhile, they're paying for like illegals healthcare. Like we're paying for that. And they're talking to us about a $30 non-existent junk fee. These people are loons. I can't. Yeah, close the border. Close the border, Joe.
Yeah, that's
unreal.
Focus your attention where it actually belongs.
The Democrats, man. I just cannot.
Oh my God. He's wow. And then there was this moment where he heads over to talk to this young woman who's sitting down kind of off to the side. And there's this creepy moment where I don't think he startles her, but he gets close enough where she's, doing one of these things. And you can hear him in this very short clip say, sorry. And it's just uber creepy. This will give you total shivers.
Kerry Austin?
I do. I'm sorry. How you doing?
Was it a lapse in judgment for him not to tell you earlier?
So you know that Harry Sisson guy, who basically is paid by the Democrat Party to just spew a bunch of marketing points about the DNC. He's just like, I don't know. He looks like he's a 12-year-old kid, and I think he's 18, but he looks 12, and he's all over Twitter. He put out a statement about what we just played. That's not the whole clip. Because I think like Benny Johnson had this clip out, and he was like, it's not the whole clip. You should watch the whole clip. She was delighted to be around the president. In that moment, she was not. You could tell that she was put into that position, and then she was probably trying to be polite. But you can tell in that moment that we just played, she was like, get away from me, dude. Like, stop. Yeah. And he's been posting a lot. Harry Sisson's been posting a lot about young people voting and, they're going to come out and they're going to vote and it's going to be overwhelming for Joe Biden, which I'm sorry, I don't agree with. I just don't. I don't think this time around they can count on that young people vote. I don't. I think the Gen Zers and the millennials, I don't think they can count on it, you guys. I don't.
God, I
think those people are pissed off, and they're pissed off because of economics. Because of their, I don't think that it's a shoo-in for the Democrats this time from a young person perspective.
God, I hope that's true. Hope that's true. There's another moment too where he is walking to, I think it's a coffee shop or some sort of establishment, and he jokingly, I hope, tells the people behind the counter that he works for the government in the Senate. And I don't know if he's having like a time warp issue or if he just genuinely doesn't remember that he's the president. But here is that moment.
My name is Joe Biden. I work for the government.
I work for the government in the Senate.
Oh my God.
What is happening?
I mean, maybe he's trying to be funny. I don't know. Which he's not. And he's like, next he's going to go, don't jump.
Right. And then remember how you were looking earlier, you were like, oh my God, look at his face. This is the clip that I was thinking about in that moment, because this is where he looks super.
This is
oh my God.
This is Morgan Sherwin and Sharif. There are our team members here. They help us. They help us. Service.
There's no way that guy can do 4 more years. No way.
Oh my God.
And what is it that he's going to be 86 by the time he ended his second term? Isn't that right? Am I wrong about that? Is that
right?
I think it was 86. Is it 86?
I don't remember. He's so old. I don't know.
I think yes. I mean, he'd be clear in his 80s, like careening in his 80s.
You can hear me, right?
I can hear you. I hear you
okay.
just fine.
Somebody said my mic was breaking up.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Yeah.
Okay. 84. Somebody says 84.
84. Okay, 84. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad.
It's not okay. None of it's okay.
Meanwhile, Minnesota Governor Tim Wens, I think his name is Tim, was asked about the whole age thing because, of course, it is a problem. And every Democrat that goes on any talk show ever is asked about it. And so here he is just brushing off the whole age issue.
Well, but I guess the question is the campaign taking this issue seriously enough? Do they need to do more?
Oh, I think they are. They've got us out here talking about it, and I've spent a lot of time with the president, and he's great. We're talking, we're chatting, and all this. And I think, you know, we all get a little older. That's what happens. But you also gain that insight. And I think when it comes to these issues, working across the aisle to get things done, you see the president just doing this with dignity, doing it with class, getting up every day, doing the work. So I think he's just doing what he does, and I think it's a kind of incumbent upon all of us. Look, my mom's 88, still living on the farm, drives herself. Folks are able to do this, so I think this little bit of ageism that goes to this, if it's not that, would be something else. They attack all of us on something. This is part of it.
Oh my God, is your mother running the free world?
Right. It's
What
kind
in
of
the
different.
world?
Driving yourself, a little bit different than running the world.
Maybe just a wee bit different. What kind of comparison is that?
I know. I thought that was so funny. Oh my God. Allie Rue Gaudette, thank you. She says, we call him Governor Walnuts here in Minnesota.
I like that.
And then lastly, Pelosi was asked about whether she would like to see Joe Biden out and about more, because, yeah, we did see him over the weekend, but there's also been complaints that he doesn't get around nearly enough. And so here is her response to that question.
Do you wish he was not, I don't mean out giving campaign speeches more, I just mean out more, talking in interviews, talking on the ground, doing rope lines. We just haven't seen as much of that.
Well, you know what? The president has the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's the president of the United States, a very challenging job. There are only so many hours in the day.
There's just so many hours in the day.
She's looking pickled, man. She's looking pickled and preserved, isn't she? Yeah. Her eyebrows
and preserved.
Her eyebrows up there again. She's looking,
oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Robin Zucca, thank you. Robin says a vote for Biden is a vote for Harris. People must know.
That's true.
Oh my God, that's such a terrifying thought.
Pelosi is like, it's like death becomes her. I'm sorry. She's just looking like she's put together by spackle. You know what I mean? Every time I see her, it's scary. Anyway.
Some interesting things happening in your neck of the woods, and that is that Governor Abbott has decided no more of this Border Patrol processing nonsense that's taking place in Eagle Pass. Now we're sending in our own National Guard, and they're going to fight off they're going to just prevent these people from crossing, period. Here's a screenshot about exactly what's happening. So Texas National Guard has seized Shelby Park and Eagle Pass, preventing Border Patrol officers from entering the area as the border crisis continues to spiral. And so some people, there's a lot of Democrats who are saying illegal, this is terrible, this is horrible. But I don't know what else Texas is supposed to do.
Right. It's about freaking time. He should have done this 2 years ago, honestly. So I don't, and it's so, does that hurt your feel bads, Democrats? Yeah, get over it. And meanwhile, they're pissed off because he's sending people to sanctuary cities.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, our feelings are hurt and this is too much and we can't handle it. Yet they're pissed off about this.
They're ridiculous.
It's never ending with these people. The hypocrisy.
And that same governor, Tim Walz, again, was asked in that same interview whether he believes that the southern border is secure. You're dealing with a lying idiot when they can't even admit that the border is a crisis or that it's not secure. Here's that.
Is this what's happening at the border?
Well, I think it could be fixed. I think crisis is, we certainly have these. I don't want people living outside Minnesota right now. I think there's the humanity piece of this. And then there's the right that every sovereign nation has the right to control its borders, as we should. More could be done, but they're doing nothing. Congress is doing nothing. The president is asking for more aid for Border Patrol, not getting it.
But do you think the border's secure?
I think the border with the folks who do the work down there are doing a great job. Could we do better? Absolutely.
It's not. Oh my God. Spoken like a true suit and tie, right?
Right?
I mean, it's like what a jerk. These people, so out of touch.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Go back and have he's going to go back and have his fancy lunch on our dime and just go on talk shows. And that's all he does. He's probably never been to the border. He has no idea what it's like. Shut up. Honestly.
And speaking of people who've been to the border, you guys remember, nobody can forget AOC in her white suit,
crying,
going to the border and crying at the fence at all the cages or whatever. That just to point out, was not her district. And the reason I say that is because of the clip you're about to see. When they ask her what's taking place in New York, you guys remember the story from last week when a school had to go to virtual learning to accommodate all the illegals being housed in their school overnight during a storm. And here is her answer.
Not much better for New York City students. An entire high school forced to learn remotely on Wednesday as thousands of migrants occupied the building. Here's our very own Hillary Vaughn confronting Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez about it.
Are you okay with the school being used as a shelter? You know, I think it's, again, this is not, it's not in my district. I think it's very clear here that what's most important is that we identify a facility that's appropriate for these folks. I don't anticipate this being a long-term solution. It shouldn't be a long-term solution.
Here now, Kennedy Saves the World podcast host. Right. Kennedy, not my district.
What a non-answer.
Welcome to our district.
Yeah, it's not my district, you guys, so I don't really have to worry about anything. It's her policies, and that's the problem, is people like AOC aren't taking ownership of their philosophy, which is bankrupting cities across the country. And people in New York, people in Chicago never really had to think about the immigration crisis because to them it was theoretical. Well, now it's actual.
Mm.
And
She totally reminded me of you in that clip.
It's not just what's a garbage disposal? Oh my God. Yeah, and this is the thing. They all effed around and now they're finding out.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's happening. This is FAFO, like right now in front of our eyes. We're watching it happen real time. We're watching it happen, and they don't like it. What are they supposed to do with it? Now it's like since when has AOC ever acted in a way where she didn't get her hands into something that wasn't her district?
Right.
Give me a break. And now all of a sudden she's like, it's not my district. Yeah. Really? Okay.
And then Governor Pritzker in Illinois is taking the same tone as the mayor of Chicago by insisting that, the Governor Abbott is targeting Black-run cities and not sanctuary cities. Nobody's copping to the fact that this is by design. You guys wanted your cities to be sanctuary cities, and now that sanctuary is being sought, you're like, no, we didn't really mean it. You don't get to do that. And so here he is trying to say this is all about race.
Enough has been done. There's no doubt about that. And I think that the president needs to do more. The Congress needs to do more. Cities out here that are the target of this political game that Governor Abbott is playing are suffering. God. And here in Illinois, it's minus 29 degrees outside with the wind chill. We have migrants that arrive from Texas virtually every day, hundreds, and we don't have places to put them. We don't have enough shelter space here. There are plenty of other cities where, if he's going to send people, they could be sent. But no, he's choosing only Democratic states, Democratic cities.
Oh my God.
Why do you think that is, buddy? It's because you're a sanctuary city and you asked for it. So when you ask for it, you're going to get it. Again, FAFO. So now you're finding out.
That?
I can totally believe it because this is Democrats for you. They're like, we love it. We want them. We're like so benevolent. We want all the migrants. You want all the illegals. We're going to send you the illegals. And then they're like, oh, did we ask for them?
It's cold here.
Yeah. Did you not realize living in Chicago that it gets cold there? God, you idiots. I swear, these people. Well,
oh my God.
They're finding out. They're all finding out. Mm-hmm.
Definitely finding out. Christine F, aka K-Fan, thank you. She says, hi, ladies. Today in Melrose, Massachusetts, the mayor of Boston, Mayor Wu, is hosting an info session on, quote, exploring the host home experience for people to host illegal aliens in their homes.
Great. And it should all be liberals. Every single liberal. We've been saying that for years, haven't we?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody who voted for Biden should be taking illegals in their homes right now.
Yeah. And I wonder how they're recruiting people for that info session. I wonder how that's going.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to go over really well. And, if it was mandated for liberals, people who voted for Biden, to take illegals into their homes, especially those, military-aged men into their homes, into their guest rooms, how many of those people would be like, damn, I'm going to vote Republican?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now that would change like cities to red and states to red pretty quick.
You guys are about to get really mad at this next clip because I did not realize that John Kerry has, he's not just the climate czar, but he runs like a big $4 million operation that is specifically that we pay for, that is climate-y. And he's got a whole bunch of people, the top 8 of which we don't know who they are, nor do we know how much they get paid. But we do know about the money that is being given by our dollars to this. I don't even know what it is. If it can be called an agency, if it's called I don't even know what it is, because this is totally a Biden thing.
It's a
but
scam.
The fact that they're so secretive and cagey about it, this is going to piss you guys off.
His office pays staff $4.3 million in salaries each year. The highest salary listed is $186,680 per year. The median salary, about $170,000 per year. What's notably missing from the FOIA document are the names of any of Kerry's staffers, the titles of 8 of his top aides, and Kerry's own salary. Now, the State Department tells us that in deciding to withhold this information, they, quote, determined that the privacy interests clearly outweigh any public interest in disclosure of the personal information. Consequently, release would result in reasonably foreseeable harm. Now, at a hearing back in July, Kerry was equally hesitant to disclose these details when he was pressed by congressional regulators. Take a listen.
I would love to know the names of the individuals that actually answer to you. Who are the ones that directly answer to you, so we can know a little bit about your office?
Mr. Chairman, I'm not going to fill them in here in this way because that would be a violation of our process within the State Department. I'm not going to go through them by name because that is not the required process of the State Department.
Now, Kerry said in the same hearing that he reports directly to President Biden, despite being technically underneath Secretary of State Tony Blinken. The Boston Herald has found out as well that the State Department says they will not provide the full information that's being requested until October. So, Bill, that's 9 months from now, obviously 1 month before the election.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. So right before the election is when we're supposed to find out any more information, which is very convenient for them. So they don't want to tell you.
I doubt we'll hear it before then, honestly.
Oh, I'm sure we won't. Yeah. So we pay these people, and we don't, since our founders are rolling in their graves. So we don't get to know who they are. So there's just a bunch of titles. We don't get to know who these people are, and we don't get to know what John Kerry makes.
Nope.
It's absolute BS that we don't get to know this. Oh my God. And people are like, oh, the deep state doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, you guys. Don't be ridiculous.
You guys are crazy.
Insane. What a scam. What a complete scam this is.
It is the biggest scam ever. It's just unreal. So sorry that we had to share that, but you guys need to know what's going on. I don't know who this fellow is that was at a pro-Gaza, pro-Hamas rally in the UK, but the language at some of these rallies is getting to be seriously whack. And now this fellow is actually suggesting that we begin to normalize massacres.
I dare you to look into the eyes of a Gazan child and tell him that you tried your best. Our day will come, but we must not be complacent. Our day will come, but we must normalize massacres as the status quo. Thank you.
Oh, that's lovely. That's great. Yeah. And like some of the protests, I would protest some of the whatever they were over the weekend, just the mess that they made, like some of the things that I saw,
God.
It was disgusting. I mean, it's like, and they're all, threatening, they're saying, oh, this is like the whole normalized massacres. And then they say that people on the right are threatening democracy. Like, somebody make it make sense to me, because I don't.
Well, there was almost an insurrection at the White House because a lot of them were like trying to pull down fencing and they were like throwing things over the fence, and it was absolutely insane. And hardly any arrests because
the cops were in.
They don't care.
The cops were in riot gear. I mean, they were on the other side, like all in riot gear, like just. I mean, it was insane. And so you're watching that and you're thinking, what? make it make sense to me. I don't understand.
Yeah.
There's such a strange dichotomy in this country. There's such a double standard. I see it every day. We see it every single day. Double standard after double standard after double. We just watch an example every single day. And I don't understand why that is allowed, why we continue to let that happen.
Yeah, it's just freaking madness. And now we have South Africa who's trying to, talk about Israel committing genocide. It's utterly ridiculous. And John Fetterman, who I swear to God, you guys, he's trying to make me love him. I think that's what's happening here.
Mark wants to hug
it's
him.
Working.
She wants to hug him. I want to get him on our show, you guys. I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding about that. I want to get him on.
I mean, what is happening? So he's so mad about South Africa, and I just love this little speech he gives.
Who are they really fighting? It's a group of cowards. They hide in tunnels. They hide behind civilians. They attack, kill, and mutilate children, women, and they do that. Stop talking about proportion on that. They shot their best shot on October 7th, and they would have taken more lives if they couldn't do that, but they couldn't do it. And now let's also talk about that. Now we're talking about genocide, and now South Africa is bringing that kind of a trial. Maybe South Africa maybe ought to sit this one out when they're talking about criticizing. Sit it out.
Yeah, I love that.
Sit it out, you guys. I know.
Right? Was that the greatest?
Yeah, he's just.
What's happening?
I don't know. I don't understand it either. This is why I don't understand. And then Mock, we were talking in pre-show. I was like, we should get him on our show. And she's like, we've said so many mean things about him. I'm like, I know, it'd be great. It'd be totally great. We could be like, we have been so awful to you. You want to hear some of the clips? Like, let's play them. Like, God, we've been total bitches. Let's talk about it. Like, it would be like a therapy session. It'd be great.
Oh my God. I mean, I swear every clip I see of him these days.
So weird.
It's just like, I love it. I love it.
I don't understand what's happening. He makes sense in so many clips now, and I don't get it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like the more he recovers, the more wisdom he gets.
Yep.
It's amazing to watch. If you guys were already afraid of flying, what with just panels of airplanes flying off in midair and like diversity quotients and all of this nonsense, this headline from Fox is not going to help you feel any better. But here's what the headline says.
Oh, that's great.
FAA's diversity push includes a focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities.
It gives new meaning to the friendly skies.
I mean, you guys.
It's like, no.
What the hell?
No.
What?
I'm never going anywhere ever again. Seriously, I hate flying to begin with. Like, it freaks me out. And then this.
I know. I mean, it's terrifying, right?
Yeah. We always talk about how we want Sully in the cockpit, and this
Captain Sully.
Yeah, it's not Sully. You guys see Theo in the background? You guys see him?
Look at him just laying there.
I normally wouldn't call him out, but he loves all of you guys so much. Anyways, go ahead.
You guys remember that guy who was in an SUV and he was stopped by all the crazy Gazan protesters in New York? I think it was New York City. Was it New York City or Chicago?
Yeah, it was in New York. He was saying, I got to get my daughter in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Remember?
And he got out and he pushed people out of the way. And then finally they ended up having to let him pass. And he went completely viral from that clip. And he was all of us, right? Like the rage that he felt, you could totally feel it on his behalf. These people are out of control. And because he went so viral, he decided to release a Twitter video to just kind of say, hey, it's me. I was the problem. And so here he is talking about that day and the aftermath of being viral.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to be speaking sort of impromptu, but I also am going to be reading from some notes that I have here because I want to share my thoughts completely and in a timely fashion. All right. I want to start by saying thank you to the many people who have demonstrated positive support for me after seeing what happened in that video. As one can imagine, all of this attention on social media and the publication of my face on the front page of the New York Post has been somewhat difficult to deal with. There have been some unkind comments sent my way, but I'm not worried about them. I'm more grateful for those who have been kind during all of this. Now I would like to share my side about what happened in that video you have all seen. I was on my way home, wanting nothing more than to be where I needed to be. I wish that I had not been captured on video in such an angry state and behaved in such a way, but I could not allow those people to impede my passage and in essence hold me hostage. I love this country that I live in. I am blessed to be an American. I say that because we as citizens of this country have the right to peacefully protest so long as we do not break the law, such as disrupting traffic on the roadways. I wish that I did not have to resort to the actions that I did, but I had to get home. I want to end this video by saying I do not condone any human beings that are being killed in any wars. I am saddened to see the things that go on in this world that we are living in, and pray that there is a true change for global peace. Thank you all. God bless you.
God bless him.
Right? I love him.
What a sweet man. What an
I
absolute.
know.
He just wanted to get his daughter. He is all of us, you know?
Yeah.
What a lovely, lovely human being he is, you know?
I just love that. It was such a perfect message, you know?
I know. And he just wanted to get his baby girl. And that's
all
the
he wanted.
thing. He just wanted to get by. And so he is all of us. I love him.
Do you want to set up this Robin Williams thing?
I just
can't.
listen. Okay. I don't know why my algorithm has like a gajillion memes and jokes about Stephen Hawking, because you know all the stuff that came out about Epstein's island and everything. And there's rumors that Stephen Hawking was somehow on the island. You guys, I don't know what it says about me and why for some reason I just keep getting like an onslaught of these, these things in my Instagram feed. But this came up yesterday and I just thought it was funny. And I got to tell you, I love Robin Williams. I miss him. I was so saddened when he died. He died in 2014. Remember?
Wow. So 10 years ago.
10 years ago, we've been without Robin Williams. I just loved him. He was one of my favorite like comedic talents. And I loved him in Good Will Hunting, and I just miss him. Anyways, I saw this and I thought it was funny. I'm like, I got to share it with everybody. So here we go.
Okay. But I got to tell everybody, for those of you who have seen Love Has Won, about the crazy, like colloidal silver taken cult leader mom who Robin Williams was a galactic offering her guidance to. It's all I can think about Robin Williams anymore, is being a galactic.
Not okay.
To the godmother.
It's not okay.
Here's the clip.
Just to hang out with Stephen Hawking. Oh, wow. Nice day to hang out with me. They say he goes to strip clubs. That's wild.
Yeah.
Laptop dance. Now for me. Now work it, girl. Take me to the event horizon. There we go. Now, what a great idea to have fun now. You know I want it. Now, don't sit on the keyboard. Delete, 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 delete. I'm sorry. Where did you go with that one?
I miss him. I miss stuff like that. I miss comedy. Remember when we could like laugh at stuff and like people wouldn't get offended? You remember?
I do remember.
God, those were the days, man. I miss him. Did you see Whoopi in that? Look, Whoopi would be offended by that now.
Yeah, that's right.
Whoopi would be like, we can't talk about that, or that's somehow disablist or racist or something. You know, I mean, it was just, she would have no sense of humor now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he was a national treasure and I miss him.
Indeed, he was. And since you brought up comedy, here's a joke told to you by a child who is completely based.
Man, what you gotta say?
I want to tell a joke. It's about all this stuff. So Obama, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Nancy Pelosi are all in an airplane together with the pilot. So Obama says, I'm going to throw this $100 bill out the window and make one American happy. And Hillary says, I'm going to throw $200 out the window and make two Americans happy. And Nancy Pelosi says, I'm going to throw $100 bills out the window and make 100 Americans happy. And the pilot says, I can throw all three of you out the window and make all of America happy.
Wait, just wait for it.
Facts.
I speak facts. I love that kid. I speak facts.
Speak facts.
He is based. That
Oh
kid.
my God, I loved him so much.
Oh my God, it's the greatest.
Okay,
thing
before
ever.
we get to your double D, I'm about to show you the sweetest thing you ever saw in your entire
Oh my God,
life.
I can't wait. Tell us. Show us.
It needs no introduction. Just watch the sweetness. Oh my God.
It's so evil. And the fact that they got it on camera.
Right?
Like, I mean, I normally wouldn't condone like filming every single thing, but the fact that they actually captured that kiss on camera, I cannot even deal.
So precious.
I can't deal. I can't.
All right, how do you want to set this up?
Okay, well, this isn't like a heartwarming thing. I just want you guys to know that like one of my biggest fears is heights. I can't. It's like that and mediocrity are my two biggest fears. But I will tell you, like bungee jumping in darkness.
Nope.
It's there's no way you could pay me enough money to do this. But there is some bungee company, I think in Scotland, that does this. People do this, and I just needed to show you guys because I couldn't know it alone.
Fire in the hole.
No. Oh my god. Oh my god.
No.
Would you guys do this? Would any of you do this? Into
Absolutely
complete
not.
darkness. You just go flinging. Gigi Girl's like, there's no reason to do that. There's no reason. There is no way. Into darkness. Oh my God. It makes look how uncomfortable I am. I'm so uncomfortable. I can't like just watching that. I watched it last night. I'm like, I have to like purge it to you guys to get it out of my brain. And
Somebody said they would. Who was that? Let me
Who would
scroll
do
up
it?
and see.
Raise your
Shannon
hand.
Baird. Shannon Baird said I totally would.
Oh my God. Well, they do it. It's what was the name of that bungee? It's like it's Highland bungee.
Highland. Yeah, I think that's right.
Highland bungee
Highland
is what-
fling or something like
Highland
that.
fling. You can look them up and then you can do it. They're in Scotland. Oh,
Nope.
gosh,
No,
thank you,
no.
no. Thank you, but no.
It is time for some My Pillow Talks. I've got some good ones for you today. Our favorite Kamala impersonator, for example, is back with some hilarious Kamala-isms. And my favorite is when she makes that face when she like, I can't do it. Like I can't even do it. I can't even try to replicate it, but you'll know the face that I'm talking about and the laugh, everything about it. It just kills me.
Kamala-isms.
Right there.
Yeah.
For infinity. Once tarnished, it's impossible to untarnish your legacy. Once the tarnishing has tarnished what was previously tarnished. Okay. So essentially, it's already tarnished from what
It's the laughing. It's the complete like meltdown of laughter. That's what
I love her. If you are scared of possums,
no.
What? No, what?
I'm not scared of possums.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you were going to say no. Don't show me a possum.
No, I'm not scared. No.
You guys, they're really cute. And here's a fun fact, or not so fun, actually. They only live to be 3 or 4.
What?
That's it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
How they live.
You looked that up?
No, this guy's about to tell you. Watch.
Oh.
So it occurred to me when I was with my little shy buddy Horace last time that a lot of you guys don't know about possums. So a couple of fun facts for you. Possums only live 3 to 4 years.
Oh my gosh.
I know, that's so short. 3 to 4 years. They are also immune to a lot of like venomous bites like snakes or spiders or bugs, which is awesome. And they also have such a low body temperature that they are immune to rabies. A lot of people think they have rabies because they look scary, but they're not. They're actually very sweet animals. So if you ever see a possum, just let it do its own thing. All right. It's only got 3 to 4 years. Let's make them good, right?
God bless him.
Yeah. What a good boy. Also,
that guy had Bill Malusian hair, Mock.
Yeah, he does have some Bill
He did.
Malusian hair going on.
Totally
I mean,
good
that's
hair.
just so sad
I
that they
didn't
only
know
live that
that.
long.
I did not know that.
I just think that's so sad. Also, look at these precious baby owls being put back into their nest. It's so cute. Look at how precious.
God, I love owls so much. You have no idea how much I love owls.
Look at their little faces.
I want one.
And they're just like, zoop, I'm going in there.
I'd name that one Harvey.
They are so cute. He just needs a little
I
coaxing.
need one. His name would be Lenny.
Look at their faces.
Guys. Oh my God. Chrissy said they're attack chickens. They kind of are. But
Assault chickens?
They're so cool though. Actually, assault chickens
love
are
them.
hawks, really, but owls. Oh my gosh.
I just think they are the neatest creatures.
They are so neat.
Anyway, that's just like owls going back into their burrow. So I thought that was great.
They're really, really neat, Mock.
This is something that I would do to my dog. It's probably not very nice, but sometimes you just can't help like how much you want to squeeze them.
They're very resilient. I love the sound effects. They're great. It's the sound. So great.
If you have Gmail and you fight with it,
I do.
You're gonna love this video.
It's me. I fight with it all the time.
This is a guy having a conversation with his own Gmail.
I'd like to check my email. I wanted to check my email. And what the fuck is that? My laptop? What? I've literally never seen that device before in my life. You have never checked me with that device ever.
Not
my
true.
laptop. It's my only computer. It's literally all I've ever checked my email with. Your phone number ended in a 3? A 3. Does your phone number end in a 3? It does. Well, then check your messages. Because I just sent you a code. Okay, G335421. G? You don't say the G. You just say the number. Okay, I did not know that. 355421. Thank you. Welcome to your inbox. I'm sorry if I gave you too much of an attitude about it. Before you read your email, can I just tell you one more thing? Yeah, about 10 seconds ago, someone who looks just like you, standing right where you are now, is trying to log into your email. Is that you?
Oh my God, that happens all the time. I feel seen. I feel very seen right now.
I thought you might. I thought you might.
Totally.
There is a young lad whose mom is a little person, and for whatever reason, he adds sound effects to her everyday movements. And it just is the funniest thing ever.
Oh my God.
Don't even do that.
Oh my God, I love him. She laughed at him too.
She did. I mean,
I
she's
love
a
how
total
she was
good
laughing
sport.
at him too. That's hysterical. Oh my God, together they are awesome. I love that kid.
Okay, last one for today. And I feel like this is one that you're going to want me to play more than once because it is so great. So, you know, like when you're a parent of a small child, you make them into a burrito, right? Like you wrap them in burrito blankets. This is a thing. Everybody does
Burrito babies. Everybody makes burrito babies.
Everybody makes burrito babies. But what this parent does is unwrap the burrito in such a hilariously violent way. I watched it on a continuous loop. It is so great.
You a what, Ty?
A burrito.
Oh, I've seen this. Oh my God.
You want me to unwrap this burrito? You ready?
This is the dad.
1, 2.
This is the dad thing. This is the greatest. The kid loves it.
You a
Hold
what,
on.
Ty?
A burrito.
You a
I just
burrito?
love it.
I love it too.
Unwrap this burrito. You ready? 1, 2.
It's the greatest. You know why? This is why dads are necessary.
Exactly right.
Because a mom wouldn't do that. That's
No.
a dad thing. Dads are like, let's see how many times we you out of this burrito. Let's see. We're going to make you airborne. Let's do it. It's the greatest. And when I watched that the first time, it was a couple days ago. And of course, I went straight to the comments to see how many Karens would be pissed off about that. And there were. This isn't good for the kid. This isn't good. And I'm just like, why you got to be a killjoy? Because that is the greatest thing I have seen in like months. The greatest. Dads are awesome. Chalk one up for the dad.
Anyway, those are your talks for today.
Great talks, Mom. Okay, we're bringing it in. We're bringing it in. I don't know where.
You're gonna get a flat?
Well, I think Theo flapped like midway through the show. Are you gonna get up, buddy? He is so hardcore laying on the floor. I got my heater going. I got my You got my heater. Let me see if I can get Astrid in here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, it's been forever since we had Astrid, you guys. We need somebody to flap. Somebody in that house needs to flap.
All the dogs are here. So
all the dogs are coming.
let's see
Okay.
if we can get them to cooperate. But let me see if I can get Astrid to come in. She really needs to give you guys flaps. Come here, Astrid. Come here, Astrid.
Is she coming?
Okay.
Coda's like, I'm here.
I got slimed. I don't think Astrid's in. I need Astrid. Everybody wants Astrid. Come here, Astrid. Okay.
Oh no. Okay, well maybe if she's in there though, you'll get her. Get her.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Can you do it? My husband's trying so hard to get Coda out. You can hear my husband. Greg is like grabbing Coda. It's like you should see Greg. Greg is like totally like holding it with all his might. Oh, she flapped. I
did see that. Yes, I did.
Hold on. Can you do it?
One more.
Come on. You can do it. Flap. She's not flapping.
Oh, there she goes.
Did you see it? Okay, there it was. Yeah, my poor husband is just like dragging dogs out of here. And Greg's with all his might. He's like,
Oh my
no, you guys did it. I wish you guys could have seen that. That was really awesome. Oh, you're so good. Everybody missed you. Okay, everybody have a fantastic Monday, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Stay warm, everybody.
Stay warm. Bye.